Hey guys, Shanna here. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips on how to get over a breakup. This topic, I get the most letters and texts and emails, and women are always coming to me. I don't know why. I've had some pretty serious breakups, and I'm here today to give you my 3 tips on how to get over a breakup. Okay, so I am 100% not a therapist. Shout out to Stacy Kaiser. She's my therapist and she's fantastic. These tips are just things that I use to sort of help me get through my challenges. And if I can inspire or help anyone who's going through a similar situation, I hope these help. Okay, so for my first tip on how to get over a breakup is acceptance, which is usually pretty hardcore because this is when we find out that our relationship is basically over. Whether you walked in on your partner of 15 years sleeping with your best friend, or maybe your significant other just ghosted you, just disappeared. Maybe they walked down a red carpet on national television with another woman while you watched it at home. That happened to me. However it happened, it's usually a real shock and awe moment, and no one is usually expecting it, or maybe you are expecting it or expected it, but when it really happens, when it's, that the relationship is just over, it's a surreal feeling, and sometimes you can feel like you're in a movie, especially if you've been with someone for a long period of time or you have children together. It's a way of life that you've been living that it's just not going to be like that anymore, and that can be really difficult and challenging for people to sort of to accept. So the first one is acceptance. My second tip for you is grieving. Allowing yourself to grieve and doing it in a way which is nurturing. I don't suggest running around Hollywood throwing drinks in people's faces. Trust me, it's not a good look. Doesn't really get you anywhere either. So grieve in a way that's nurturing and private with yourself. Once you accept the fact that your relationship is over, it's gonna bring up all these emotions. You're gonna be angry, and you're gonna be upset, and you're gonna maybe feel embarrassed, humiliated. Maybe you're gonna feel like a failure. I know I felt like such a failure. I was engaged at one point, we separated, and then I was married, and then, when we broke up, I just felt like the biggest failure. A lot of people ask me too, what was it like doing that in the public eye? Well, it's not fun. I almost think it's more difficult being in a small town than it is being in the public eye. In the public eye, you don't have to see these people. I don't know these people commenting about my relationship. I can ignore the comments if I want to. Sometimes when you're in a smaller town, everybody knows everybody. Sometimes you're friends with each other's friends, and it kind of puts a riff in everyone's friendships. You go to church with your peers and everyone's whispering about your divorce, or you're in the grocery store and everyone's looking at you. It's the same feeling. It's embarrassment and it's sadness. Grieving and allowing yourself to feel those emotions is healthy. Go put on all your old love songs and give yourself a good cry. Go write down on paper all the good times, all the bad times. Burn it if you have to. Do whatever you need to do to grieve through those feelings. Whatever you do, don't go drink yourself into a coma. Don't go, like I said, running around beating people up or, making scenes. Go home, privately feel those emotions, because being angry and suppressing those emotions is just gonna make you sick. And so you just need to get all those emotions out. Do it in a way that's healthy. You're allowed to cry, you're allowed to be sad, but you need to give yourself a time limit. After a month, that's it. We're picking up our bootstraps and we're gonna go get whole again. Okay, so this leads me to my third tip on how to get over a breakup, and that is learning to love yourself again. This is so incredibly difficult. When you've had the rug pulled out from underneath your feet, when you've had your way of life completely broken, you're shattered and you're grieving. And one thing we as women do in relationships, at least I do, I compromise and I sacrifice and I give up things, and we all do that in relationships, and we all change who we are a little bit to be with our partners. And now that's all gone, and there's sort of this like hole. What do I do? I don't need, at the end of some of my relationships, I didn't even know who I was. And not just that, I felt worthless and I had no self-esteem and I felt I would never love again, and I sure in hell didn't feel beautiful, and I thought, who would even want to date me? Who would even like me? I had my best friend would take me out, and you know, men would talk to me and I'd be like, why is that guy even talking to me? I'm just disgusting. Because I just was so broken. You have to take all that energy and all that love that you were giving to your partner, that you were investing in your partner, into your relationship, and you have to learn how to give that back to yourself. Now, how do you do that? Really, only you can answer that, but this is what I did. Go to the gym, sign up for a new cooking class, sign up for any class, take up a new hobby. I found the first thing that I had to do is learn to be alone, which was really hard. So the question is, how do you do that? I know so many girls that stay in unhealthy relationships because they fear being alone. They stay in uncomfortable places because they don't want to do that work, and you have to do that work. I would go to the movies alone, I would go to dinner alone, I would go to the gym alone. I tried all different kinds of things. And that's what you should do too. Find something that, you know, you put off doing because of your relationship. Maybe you want to take piano. Maybe you want to travel and go someplace that, you know, your partner told you would never go to. Go do all those things that you were told you couldn't do, you weren't worth doing, or you just simply put off because you were in this relationship. Go out again. That was really hard for me. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to get dressed up. I didn't want to go talk to people. You gotta do it. Put the makeup on, you gotta get dressed up and go out and talk to people. Over time, learning to be alone, trying new things, going out and talking to people, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're happy. You've accepted your situation, you've grieved through your feelings, and you've learned to love yourself again. I never thought in my life that I would find love again. I did, and he's super hot, and he's younger. Top that, ladies. Which I never thought I would ever date a younger man either. It's so crazy. More than anything, I never thought that I would have self-esteem, and I never thought that I would look in the mirror and think that I was pretty. There were so many emotional challenges that I overcame, but you can do it too. Everyone can do it, but you have to kind of take the steps and go through the process. You know, it took a long time to get into a relationship. If you were in a relationship for a long time, it's like when you're pregnant, you know, it takes 9 months getting there, it's gonna take 9 months getting back. Be kind to yourself during that process, be patient with yourself, and heal. You can do it. That's it. Those are my 3 tips on how to get through a breakup. Alright guys, I hope that this video helped some of you out there who are going through a possible difficult life challenge at the moment. I hope somehow, some way, maybe my life experience inspired to help any of you out there. Again, I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing, so subscribe to my channel, comment below. I will try to talk to all of you guys and interact with you if you have any specific questions. And I hope everyone who is watching this has an awesome and blessed day. Peace.